All right, let's talk about a mistake that so many growing companies make. It's something that feels small and unimportant at first, but trust me, it can grow into one of the most expensive problems you'll ever face. We're talking about putting off your brand system.
Look, we're all chasing growth. It's the #1 sign that you're doing something right. But have you ever been in that spot where things are moving so fast, so unstructured, that it feels less like winning and more like you're just trying to keep the wheels from flying off? Yeah, that's the feeling we're digging into.
And it makes total sense why most businesses put this off. When you're in the early days, you're in survival mode. It's all about the product, making sales, just staying alive. A brand system sounds like a luxury, right? Something the big guys worry about. You'll get to it eventually.
But here's the thing. The companies that are truly serious about not just short-term wins but long-term sustainable success, they think completely differently. They don't see it as a luxury you add on later. They see it as a core part of the foundation. And that one little shift in perspective, well, it changes everything.
So what's the big deal if you wait? What really happens? Let's get into the real, tangible costs of just letting that chaos build up over time.
Here it is, the core idea. The smart companies get this early on. Trying to scale your business by adding more people, more customers, more marketing without having a system in place, well, that doesn't create clean, efficient growth. It just creates a bigger, louder, messier version of the chaos you already have. And you can feel this chaos in your day-to-day work. Your marketing team starts kind of making up their own messaging. Your salespeople are all telling slightly different stories. And what's the result? Your customers get confusing mixed signals, and that just slowly chips away at the trust you're working so hard to build. The price you pay for waiting is steep. Seriously, trying to untangle his mess later on isn't just a quick fix. It costs real money to realign everyone. It costs a ridiculous amount of time in meetings and rework. But the biggest cost, the one that really hurts, is trust with your team and with your customers. And that's the one thing you really can't afford to lose. Okay, so we've seen the cost of waiting. It's not pretty. So what's the alternative? Let's talk about the proactive approach, what it looks like to build a system before you try to scale. You really see two different paths here. On one side, you've got the hustle-first brands. They run on pure adrenaline and energy, which works for a while, but eventually they hit a wall, a point where just hustling harder can't fix the cracks in the foundation. But on the other side, you've got the serious companies. They build the playbook first, and only when that's solid do they pour fuel on the fire and scale up. And this right here is the whole argument from Q-Tech branding laid out so clearly. Growth without systems creates chaos. It's not complicated, but it's so powerful. The most effective strategy is to get that system built before you chase massive scale. It's a simple idea that can completely change your company's trajectory. So this brings us to the actual playbook. System, then scale. It sounds good, but what does that really mean? What does it look like day to day?
Now, this is a super important point. We need to redefine what a brand system even is. This is not about getting a fancy logo to make you look bigger than you are. Not at all. A brand system is an internal tool for efficiency. It's your company's one-stop shop, the single source of truth for how you talk, how you sell, how you operate. It could be as simple as a one-page doc with your key talking points just to make sure everyone is rowing in the same direction.
So the playbook itself is actually pretty simple. It boils down to just 2 steps. Think about it like building a house. You have to pour the foundation before you put up the walls. Step 1 is building that system, getting your message and your story straight. Then, and only then, do you move to step 2. You hit the gas and scale your visibility.
So let's be crystal clear. This is not just some fluffy branding exercise. This is a real growth strategy. By putting in the work to build this foundation early, you're not actually slowing yourself down. You're setting yourself up to move faster and with way more efficiency for the long haul. You're basically getting rid of the chaos before it even has a chance to start. So I'll leave you with this question to think about for your own business. As you're growing, are you building on solid rock or are you building on shifting sand? Are you intentionally creating a foundation that can handle real scale, or are you just accidentally creating more chaos? The answer could very well define your future.